Welcome to the instructions for Module 4. Module 4 will contain the assignments that are associated with Chapter 3 of the course. Module 4 represents the end of Unit 1. You will be doing your usual Canvas assignments. Those are going to include your discussion board and peer responses. You will also be taking your usual quiz, and you will be completing your usual video response for the course. Aside from those assignments, you will also have two other assignments located within this module. The first is your thought paper, number 1, and please refer to the instructions contained in that assignment as well as the video. And you will also be taking your Unit 1 exam. Unit 1 will cover all of the chapters that we have covered so far up to this course. You should be sure to review your chapter summaries, your chapter PowerPoints, and be taking note of those quiz questions that you've seen in the previous modules. This will all help you prepare for your Unit 1 exam. Much like the quizzes, the unit exams will be timed and they will be based in multiple choice questions. You are free to use your notes, your PowerPoints, your OER as you complete the assignments. Just remember that the quizzes and exams are timed. So before I leave the lab today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about emotion and moods, which really is the focus of this particular chapter. And the chapter starts off by looking at physiology, also looking at the part of our system that gets us going when we're aroused, and the part of our system that slows us down as we recover from arousal. So since I'm here in the lab, I thought I would show you some models that we have. The first thing here is a cross-section of the human brain. The cross-section allows us to see this convoluted area of the outer part of the forebrain that we call the cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is the most evolved part of the human brain, and it really distinguishes us from other species. Now, I also have a full human brain here that's been in the lab for decades. Students are oftentimes fascinated by this. This is somebody who donated their body and brain to science. And so we can look at it and see about the size of the brain. We can look at some of the structures that are present. We can see the two hemispheres there. Connecting those are the corpus callosum, which allows for interconnectivity of the processing of the two hemispheres. So aside from that, though, we also have many models of the brain. Here's a model of the brain, and I want to focus in particular on this front area that we call the prefrontal cortex. Prefrontal cortex is the frontmost area of the frontal or forebrain. This is where we see processing of history, consciousness, morality. Now, many other species don't have a prefrontal cortex, and that's why they don't necessarily have the ability to think about behaviors and emotions in terms of morality or what's right or wrong. Now, inside, if I were to pull the model apart, we would see the inner structures of the forebrain. We also have the midbrain and the hindbrain, but those are really older parts of the human brain. So the forebrain, which includes the cerebral cortex and the inner structures of the limbic system, are what make us the more modern, evolved human. Now, one of the structures of the limbic system is the amygdala. The amygdala comes up in your chapter, as does the prefrontal cortex. So I want you to think about these automatic processing of emotions like fear or anger. Those really start in the inner structures of the forebrain or the amygdala. But as we begin to process them and be influenced by what's going on around us, we pull those experiences out towards the prefrontal cortex, and now we can work on them in a conscious, human, unique way. Okay, so I want you to be thinking about fast emotions and slower, more conscious emotions. All right, so I think that's the final instructions that we have as we prepare for our Unit 1 exam. As usual, please send me any questions or concerns via email or on the Q&A for the course. And remember, don't forget to watch the video instructions for completing thought paper number 1. Okay, I'll see you back in the next video.